Kids always taking my stuff and losing it. Now, how am I supposed to measure? How am I supposed to measure around? Outline with time frames if you want to kind of skip through the video to see certain subjects that I'll be talking about, but I highly recommend that you don't do that because I'm going to be revealing 2 shocking things that has happened while on this monthly detox while taking the Green Valley cleanser as well, in addition to going through everything I put into my bitter steep. Monthly detoxes are definitely becoming the new norm for me nowadays because I love the way my body looks afterwards. I have so much more energy, and let's just face it, I just feel so good after. In addition to my monthly detoxes, this time around I decided to set some daily goals in where I am trying to take in at least 64 ounces of water, 30 minutes of activities as well, doing some intermittent fasting, and having a weekly batch of my bitters tea. 64 ounces was just the minimum of intake that I wanted to make sure I hit as a goal, and it just came in the form of just drinking teas or infused water, whatever way I was able to get it in, just to get it. And there were days that I did not get as much in, and I didn't really beat myself up over that. It's just the next day I just tried to get back on track and make sure I hit my goal. When it came to working out, it didn't matter the time of day or the weather or whatever type of exercise I was doing. I just tried to make sure I was active for at least that 30 minutes. Most of the time I was with the kids, and so we'll go on walks or runs, strolling through the parks or neighborhood, doing dancing in the middle of the night. There were days that I've worked out in the rain, and most days I pretty much worked out at nighttime because that was the free time I had where the kids can be with dad. Intermittent fasting is fairly new to me, so I just kept it simple and basic by just cutting off any eating or intake of food by 8 p.m. and just breaking the fast the next day by 10 a.m. So during this time, I didn't restrict what type of foods I would eat. I just would eat whatever, but just kind of kept it in moderation, not to overindulge in things. I get a lot of questions about what is bitters or bitters. Basically, they're just green plants or herbs that gives off a bitter taste when either ingested by tea or powder form, and usually used as natural medicine or detoxes. Some of the staples that I use a lot are king of the forest, cerasee, moringa, ginger, turmeric, star anise, and cinnamon bark. These are just some of the things that I know I can get my hands on. There are so many other types that I've used, but those are the ones that I use because I have done some research on them and know how they will affect my body. When making my batch of bitters, I just keep it really simple. Just go ahead and wash everything out, go through it and make sure there's no debris left over, any sand or dirt or anything like that. And then I go ahead and put everything in the pot. Make sure I boil it for at least 10 minutes and then take it off the stove and let it steep in the pot covered for at least 15 minutes. From that point, I don't do anything to it. Just let it sit for 24 hours so it can get stronger, and all of the oils and all the essential parts of the plants and herbs can just settle inside the water itself. And then the next day, just kind of strain everything off, put them in some glass jars, and then put it in the fridge until I'm ready to have it. Because of the amazing results that I had with the first use of the Green Valley Cleanser one-day detox, I just had to use it for the second go around. And I was so grateful that they were able to send me some free batches to use. So shout out to Green Valley for that. Alright, let's talk about it. So the 2 most shocking things. One was my waistline. On the cleanser, I know it's just a one-day deal. I didn't expect anything of it, but by the second week, I realized how my waistline was a little bit more trim. I went from bloated to flat, and that was shocking to me. So I view the cleanser as being like a jump start or a boost for everything else that I was doing to kind of help flush things out of my body, and that's what really helped my waistline to be a little bit more trim. Now the second thing was my cycle. Y'all,
I have never had a cycle that lasted 3 days long and be light on top of that. I've always had like these 7-day cycles, heavy, cramping, backache, feeling nauseous. I've also had to be hospitalized while I was younger because of my cycle as well too. So this time around was very shocking. All I know is that I went to the bathroom and looked down and was like, oh, my cycle's on. And it was light. And by that 3rd day, it just started to fade out. And by the 5th day, it was completely gone. So that just makes me realize how our health and what we eat really just affects our overall body. And it only just encouraged me to do more detoxes because I would love to see my waistline get back to my 6-pack days. And of course, I would love to have more cycles that is not that long at all. So from this point on, I'm going to try to encourage myself to do more intermittent fasting, getting that 30 minutes in if I can daily, and of course trying to drink more water. And make sure I take my week off where I just kind of refrain from all the junk so that my body can just cleanse itself out. Now when it comes to the cleanser, I may just kind of play around with it to probably do once every month versus every month, just depending on how I feel. Hopefully you found this video valuable and maybe encourage yourself to do your own monthly detox, even if it's just a day or two, just to kind of refrain from all of the things that we probably shouldn't be eating throughout the month and give your body a break from it. And as always, thank you for watching my video. Bye. Look, I even found this. And they ain't even got no tape measure in there. This kid's so destructive, man. You can't leave nothing around.
Mommy, bring that down. Bring that down.
Who you talking to putting it down? Y'all come get her. Just come get both of them.